Hello, and welcome to the first edition of the Angus Report, a news program that's geared specifically toward cattle producers. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Paige Wallace.
We come to you from American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, in the heart of rural America.
Our team has been busy building a news program that gives ranchers and feeders the latest cattle industry news and information every week.
We begin with a look at the week's top news stories, including the ongoing drought in Texas, where many ranchers have been forced to sell.
We'll also hear from American Angus Association Genetic Research Director Sally Northcutt as she reviews the tools you'll need to make the most of your genetic selections.
Our Cattle Facts market analyst sheds light on what's going on in the cattle markets and how early weaning can influence everything from health to marbling. This is the Angus Report. Our top story for the week, the widespread drought that scorched 14 states in the South could remain through the fall and into 2012. That's according to the latest reports from the U.S. Climate Prediction Center. The news is a harsh blow for cattlemen in Texas, where more than 90% of the state remains under the country's severest drought ratings. Record heat and barren grasslands have left ranchers searching for feed, hay, or additional pastures. Agricultural drought losses could reach $8 billion, according to Texas AgriLife Extension.
Well, normally we would be standing in green grass. There is basically nothing. We're standing right now in a field that was grazed for about 30 days in 2010. There is no pasture left. We have I'm working on my third calf crop right now that has not seen a single green blade of grass.
Yeah, that's what's been amazing about this drought is the lack of rainfall. And what was amazing too, if you go back to June, starting June 1st, we only had 0.4 of an inch of rain from January 1st to June 1st. That was the driest start to a year ever. How that relates to normal though is we should have around 11 inches of rain. So we're still well below what we should be.
We have hunkered down. We've culled the herd as hard as we can this year. And we're planning on, our plans this year are to buy as much hay to get us till next year when it could hopefully start raining again and start growing some grass.
A normal year, a normal rancher could run 500 cows. He may be down to 200 this winter. So it basically, and a lot of the smaller producers, they decided they wasn't going to feed them, and they basically just sold out.
A lot of us were around in the summer of 1980. It was, very comparable to what we're seeing here. We just had relentless heat, 100-degree temperatures day after day after day. That drought was ended when Hurricane Allen came ashore down around Brownsville. And when that hurricane got into this ridge of high pressure, it threw a tremendous amount of moisture into it. The ridge itself just kind of crumpled and just weakened and went away. We ended up with a whole lot of rainfall in a short period of time too. And after that, the drought was over. I mean, the pattern changed. So I hate to wish this upon our fellow Texans down along the Gulf Coast. I have a brother that lives in Houston, but I'm saying, hey dude, you're gonna have a hurricane for this to end. He's like, yeah, I know. So we're kind of asking those folks to take one for the team because really a tropical system will go a long way to ending this drought.
Contact these resources to assist with relief efforts.
Drought conditions are causing more producers to wean calves early in order to reduce costs. But as Larry Cora of Certified Angus Beef notes, there are other advantages to early wean calves.
Well, early weaning in the beef cattle industry is a strategy that we probably don't utilize enough. We're a very traditional industry, and so the philosophy in the cattle industry is that the calf stays on the cow till weaning time. This is a departure from that. I think a lot of people have a fear that you can't take a calf off a cow as early as 60 days or 90 days or 120 days, even 150 days, and by early weaning, any of those fit that classification of early weaning. And taking the calf off early, there's just the impression the calf won't do well, performance will not be there. Actually, there's extensive research data that clearly shows that early weaned calf tends to not have many health problems because passive immunity is still present. They also grow very well. The performance of those calves is excellent, many times superior to what it would be if they stayed on the cow. So early weaning, I think, is a departure from tradition. there's a certain element of fear until people do it. Once they do it, they realize it's a relatively easy strategy to do.
Visit cabpartners.com to learn more.
Recent Angus sales continue to demonstrate high demand for registered Angus genetics. According to year-to-date figures by the American Angus Association, Angus sale averages are up considerably nationwide.
We're increasing the number of animals being sold by public auction and the price, which is a measure of true demand. When we look at Angus female sales, the average Angus female sale this fiscal year has been selling for $2,735, which is up $281 a head and almost 11.5% on almost 3,600 more females sold this year versus last year. When we look at Angus bull demand, it's really going through the roof. Increases of value of 26.8%. That's $790 a head for an average selling price this year of $37.37. So Angus bull demand is really increasing from our sale results.
Visit angus.org for complete sale reports.
Some people set out to make a lasting change on their industry. But Max Deets of Beloit, Kansas, says he never really thought of himself in that light. Deets, who managed Solomon Valley feeders until 2007, is just the second recipient of the Industry Achievement Award presented during last week's Feeding Quality Forum. Deets was recognized for his pioneering role in improving the performance, efficiency, and quality of the nation's cow herd, and for his industry leadership.
Well, I was fortunate through the years to see certified Angus beef develop and reach the consumer. It's been important because it assures the consumer of a good eating experience. It's been a pleasure to see how it has grown through the years.
The Feeding Quality Forums are sponsored by Pfizer Animal Health, Land O'Lakes Purina Mills, Feedlot Magazine, and Certified Angus Beef.
This week, hundreds of Angus producers will converge in Athens, Georgia for the National Angus Conference and Tour. The conference features notable speakers who will address top-of-mind issues for cattlemen. The tour will take participants to the University of Georgia, as well as to several leading Angus operations. We'll have coverage of the National Angus Conference and Tour in upcoming episodes of the Angus Report. When we return, we'll share how ranchers can learn even more about their calves.
Plus, a Kansas rancher shares agriculture's story with the public, and we'll learn new ways to prepare great-tasting beef.